Welcome back to another episode of That Range Life, a show sometimes about golf. This is episode 95B.
I was going to say and a half.
And a half. True to form.
I'll take the hit on this one.
It happens.
This is my fault.
It wouldn't be us if it went smooth.
It's true.
So we did some of the show already. We're going to do it again because we may have missed some of it. We'll just put it that way. Anyway, welcome back, Chris.
Yes.
I'm glad to have you another week in the garage.
It's true. 2 weeks in a row.
Two in a row.
Pretty exciting.
We did it in the first draft. I didn't do this bit.
It's true.
Largely because I forgot and I feel like it's just not as funny anymore. So anyway, it does feel weird though. I do feel like you're talking some of the mic, you know.
Right. I get it.
Well, whatever.
I get it. I get the bit.
It's a good bit.
You don't have to.
It's a good bit. It's not for you. It's for the people I'm explaining.
I've already said this once, but I'll say it again. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. The show is dropping on Thanksgiving. We're recording it on Sunday.
Right.
We'll just skip ahead into a conversation we had where should have thought about that and maybe talked about, but we're going to do the next show. We'll talk about what we reflected about being thankful for on Thanksgiving. And I said, whoa, God, I can't believe I was working on the outline for the show. I forgot about Thanksgiving.
It's true.
But what I didn't remember the first time through, I even made a point for the plugs for the website for the week about my Thanksgiving post. So,
right. Although I'll say this. Well, one,
yeah,
viewers, commenters, subscribers, very thankful for you.
Yes, absolutely.
Very thankful. So thank you for that. Thank you for the participation and all that good stuff. And we do have something that is timely because tomorrow will be the biggest shopping day of the year. And during this episode...
Oh, it's dropped.
Right.
Yes, got it.
And we will talk about some good gifts for a whole slew of golfers. New, nerdy, the whole thing. So that's your little tease for later in this episode.
Little insight into my real life. As you know, I started a new job last week.
Yes.
This is the first time in really 15 years, I could say 60, but 15 years where I don't care that it's Black Friday or the holidays because like shopping traffic and behavior and things like that are irrelevant to me now.
That's right.
And I was like, so wait,
what do we do?
For instance, I'll just say we have a freeze at my new job for Thanksgiving. And I was thinking like, oh yeah, because we don't want anything to happen while the busiest shopping times. And they're like, no, it's because everybody's out of the office on vacation for the holiday.
Like the normal. Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, good for you, man.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm legitimately happy because I know that's like a stressful.
One thing that'll be nice is if people do not go blow their fingers off and whatnot. That could still be a thing.
Okay.
All right. So this is a show sometimes about golf. Let's talk some golf stuff. Chris.
Correct. Yeah. Okay.
Even though I know how you're going to react to this at this point, I just wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Actually, one could just assume how you'll react to this because if you're watching this golf show, you're probably fairly in touch with golf. Did you know Tiger Woods is swinging a golf club again?
I heard a rumor that there may be a video out
just
there.
Just a rumor. It's can't be confirmed.
Hitting a golf ball. But yeah, what I had mentioned in the first take was I got on Twitter and I saw that he'd hit a golf ball from Tiger Woods' account.
Yep.
Which he's got 1 billion followers. We all saw it. And then sure enough, the whole timeline was, retweet, comment, like the whole thing. And so I got off of Twitter. I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to do that. And then I went on Instagram.
Yeah.
Which was 0% better because I started going through stories and guess what happened? Story. It was the same swing, the same post that everybody else saw. And so I closed that out and I said, hey, Bill, do you want to do a show?
Yeah. And I said,
that was kind of
on Tiger Woods Swings a Club Day? Yes.
Just to be fair, we're happy for Tiger.
I'm very excited about it.
Thrilled for Tiger. It's our own fault. We follow a bunch of people but we follow all those people for different sort of content. So when things align like this and it's all the same stuff, it's like, okay, get me out of here as fast as possible.
It's sort of like in that same vein of, oh, great. Everybody under the sun's posting their Bandon Dunes trip. You went to Bandon Dunes. We've talked about this off the mics.
It's true.
I get Bandon Dunes is cool. Like, I almost resent Bandon Dunes now because of how insufferable everybody is about it.
Right.
Tiger Woods is no different. Like, do I not like Tiger Woods because of other people just being the worst about it? I might be getting there.
That's right. It's true. It's got nothing. It's like I'm trying to think of an actor or something that maybe just like jumped the shark or something. You know, like just became everywhere all the time, and you're like, all right, I'm over that now. And it has nothing to do with it. It's not his fault or her fault. It's just kind of like
I don't know why. And my gut reaction as soon as it says Chris Pratt.
That could be. Yeah, that's a good call. It's a good call.
I hate that guy.
That's a good call.
And he's good at it. He's good at his craft. I just don't like him.
Right. I've never seen a Chris Pratt movie.
Oh, like none of the Marvel stuff.
Nope.
He's talented. He's a talented individual.
I'm probably one of the last people on earth that hasn't. I don't think I've seen.
Comment below with your favorite Chris Pratt moments, and if they're not Andy Dwyer based, you're probably wrong.
I would say this too. Go and find all the Andy Dwyer outtakes because they are incredible.
So good.
Incredible.
So I did not expect and Take Two to go on this TV talk. We're not even at that segment of the show yet.
It's true. Anyways, what else is happening? Anything else exciting? That's it. That's it. That's it. All right.
We want to talk about 3 woods.
Yes. Let's talk about. We've been talking about this for quite some time.
I have this. We'll talk about this more later. But just because we're talking about 3 woods,
yeah.
My trusty Tour Edge EXS 220.
Your pride and joy.
Yeah, it's back. It's the perfect club. But for how much I love and depend on this club, that is really not the message we're trying to send here.
It's true. It's true. We both, well, you came across it and you shared it with me. We both read a story on golf.com
Yep.
About the 3-wood in general, playing a 3-wood, right? Mm-hmm. Right.
There's a common misconception, and I say it's a misconception, that 3-woods are easier to hit and more forgiving than, say, a driver, a hybrid, whatever.
Yeah.
I do not think that is true. I think the 3-wood is one of the hardest clubs to hit in the golf bag. We've talked about it on this show, the Lockdown Golf Podcast. John Claffey's been on here.
True.
Because I talk about how much I love Tour Edge fairway woods, and he says the same thing, that like once players settle on a 3-wood, they stay in the bag for a long time, quite often. And I'm no different. As much as, do the whole, I'm lucky. I get to have all these clubs and I could have whatever 3-wood I want. Like, it's true.
Yeah.
But they're so hard to just get dialed in and feel confident in them that once I get one and it does everything I need it to do, I'm going to ride that thing into the ground.
Right.
Just like Henrik Stenson with his Callaway Diablo that, he only had so many backups and started cracking them and ran out, and I think had to go to an Epic, but then I think they found more. I don't know. But either way, same thing. He stuck with that thing and rode it for at least a decade.
Yeah. I was no different. I had a Nike 3-wood. Mm-hmm. They had shuttered their doors and they were done making equipment. And I was like, well, I'm just going to play this thing until I can't play it anymore, until something comes along that is as good as this one. But yeah.
I think they're hard to hit straight. They're hard to get up in the air. It's not uncommon if you get the average Joe on a launch monitor, and they hit their drive. Let's just say they hit their driver 12 degrees, right? Off the tee. And it's 12-degree launch angle. Then they hit their 3-wood, and it's like 9 degrees, 10 degrees, maybe 11 degrees, but it's a lower flight.
Yeah.
Sure, we could get into a lot of scientific reasons for that, but the reality is, like, it's not easy to get a 3-wood with its smaller face, smaller head, get that thing launching up in the air. And interestingly enough, I had a comment on the site this past week, because I saw I had this Project X shaft in my 220 fairway wood, EXS 220 fairway wood, and I forgot why it's in there. I was thinking about this. I'm like, why did I put that in there? And I don't remember. The only thing I kind of remember is being like, well, the stock one that came in the fairway wood wasn't great for me, but there was something there, so I want to test it more. And maybe I had it laying around and tried it. Yeah. But I feel like for me, while everybody's like, oh, I need something lower launching and that low launch, low spin in a fairway wood, I'm like, no. I'll take whatever gets that thing up in the air and going easier.
Sure.
Now, I'm fortunate because I have a faster swing that I have the club speed to get the ball launching, especially off the deck. And that was the point of this thing we read. It's like, hey, most people, and they said in the article that single digit handicappers are really the only people who should be thinking about a 3-wood.
Right.
And I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I get the sentiment that you're likely able to get the club moving and manipulate the ball so you can handle it. But most people who are over, higher than single digits, like, just don't have it. Don't have the ability to launch a fairway wood especially off of the deck. And that's the thing they make
off the ground. Yeah.
We just lost some lunch. That's one thing they make a big point of, is that that really threw me off. They're like, there's a difference between hitting a fairway wood off of the deck and a fairway wood off the tee. You can tee it up, help get that launch, but it's really hard to get the speed to get the ball up in the air and staying in the air to get that carry, and you really end up not hitting it that far or not that controlled. So if you look at somebody with a 5-wood with more loft,
there you go.
Similar build, just more loft and maybe a little shorter. That does go up in the air for them at the same swing speed.
Right.
I swing my 5-wood and 3-wood about the same speeds, a little slower than my driver. Now, if they can get that ball launching with a 5-wood up in the air, it's going to carry more. They're going to get more distance. But if you never even get that thing airborne, it's just going to be that little like low spinning rope that just goes a little bit and dive bombs into the ground. Maybe you get a little spin or a little rollout because of the lack of spin, but you're not going to do much. And the whole point of a fairway wood is to get yourself securely in place with some, enough distance, not too much, but with control. But if you can't even get the thing up and going, it's not going to do you any good.
Right.
And I know so many people are like, oh, it's got 15 degrees of loft. I can launch this higher and get up over those trees. And then they just drill it right in the trunk.
Right.
It's like, you have to have a sense of the equipment. So what the guy said in this article was that instead of playing a 3 and a 5-wood, more players should probably play 5 and a 7-wood.
Exactly. Yep.
I couldn't do that because I swing the club fast enough where if I hit a 7-wood, it's going to go like this. Mm-hmm. But I think of like my dad, who doesn't swing it as fast, can still swing the club a bit. That 7-wood's it's still going to launch with a fairly piercing flight, and it's not going to balloon on him too much.
Right.
And that 5-wood would be, he's actually playing like a 4-wood now, and it's a good fit for him. But 5-wood, he's still going to be able to swing pretty quick, and it's going to want to launch on its own, not making him do the work to do it. So I think that's a really good point and a good way of looking at it. And more loft, it should be a little more forgiving, blah, 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 blah,
right,
blah.
Right.
So my anecdotal support of this, while I can hit a 3-wood fairly well off the deck, fairly far.
It's true. I've seen it.
You've seen it. Not a big deal. There was a time where I was really like chasing my setup. I don't play a 5-wood anymore, but I was trying to get like the right 5-wood in the bag. And I was on the track, man, and I was carrying a 5-wood like 260 degrees, 257 degrees. And they're like, Jesus Christ.
256 yards.
Jesus. Yes, yards. 260 yards,
right.
250 some yards.
Right.
And they're like, God, that's a 5-wood. I go, yeah, I don't know. This is great. And true. But I got to that point where it's like my average yardage on a 3-wood was only like 8 yards more.
Right.
So what's the point?
Right.
Then, of course, I continued to pursue the perfect 3-wood. And next thing I knew, I hit a 3-wood. I was hitting like 290. And they're going, why do you need to carry a driver? And that sends me into the driver pursuit. And I was hitting the ball a million miles with all 3 clubs, but then I had kids and here we are.
But like, I guess the overarching point of that article, of this whole kind of thing, was, off the tee, like, it's a little different. It's a little easier. I've done it myself where the driver isn't working. I'm going to just hit 3-wood off the tee. It's fine. But you put that thing on the ground. I mentioned before in the previous version of this, we've played with people that kind of insist on hitting a 3-wood off the ground,
especially when they're like, you know what, it's a light rough, and then they try to hit out of the rough, and you're like, oh no.
Out of the rough, like, never do. But I'll tell them straight up, like, that is after they duff it and it goes 15 yards, and then they take a hybrid or a 6-iron or something and take their medicine. But like, that's the hardest shot in golf.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get any easier even if it is on a tight lie. It's like it's just that whole
There's no
thing.
room. There's no room for error.
Right. Right.
And I think and they were talking about this a little bit too. Like, think about hitting it off of a tee versus off of the deck, right? You have it with the ball teed up. If you're a little, steep into the ball or you're a little up, you can get away with it. With that little, face there.
Yeah.
If you're steep into the ball and get fat with it, like you're just screwed.
It's not going to be like an iron where there's parts that are helping you get through that ground or anything like that.
Right. And if you swing too upright on it, like you top it and it goes nowhere.
Right.
It's not forgiving at all. It is a miserable club to hit.
It's forgiving if you hit it on the face, but that's easier said than done a lot of times.
But I would argue, I mean, they have gotten a lot more forgiving, but they're not even that forgiving as well. And if you really, and we've talked about this before, if you think about golf clubs from, I don't know, mid 90s, early 90s, you can see over there, I got a big Bertha, which is not that much bigger.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh it's
not that much bigger than this club. Like this is almost the size of drivers.
Right.
At some point in time.
Yeah.
And, they're just not that. They weren't forgiving drivers then. Drivers evolved to what they are now because they are more forgiving and easier to hit. So the moral of the story is it's easier to hit a 5 and 7 wood. The difference for most people is not going to be a yardage loss. It's
correct.
It's going to be a yardage gain.
Correct.
And I would challenge somebody who's like, no, I need a 3 wood. Go get a good fitting. If they offer 5 woods to check out, like, see which ones you hit further.
Yeah.
Test them. Because I bet you a lot of people who think they're okay with a 3 wood will find yardage in a 5 wood.
Even like if it's you may find out that it's a 10-yard difference. Like, is it really worth carrying a harder to hit club, for 10 yards or whatever it is?
Well,
like, why would you do that?
I'd be intrigued to see how many of those people getting that 10-yard difference, like what their dispersion differences are, like how much more under control you are. Because I got to tell you, I've seen people with their 3 woods, fine, you get it airborne, but just snap hooking them and slicing them off the face of the planet.
Yeah.
Just like you would with a bad driver,
Right. Right.
So I don't think, the amount of people who just can't control a fairway wood as it is. And think, how many people do you know who are like, oh, I don't carry fairway woods because I can't hit them. So they have like 15-degree hybrids.
Sure.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's a whole nother conversation.
Right.
But
you see me hit the hybrid I've got, the 2-edge hybrid I've got.
Right. And so maybe you hit it like 6 yards shorter than you would a 3 wood.
Right. But I hit it that distance in that direction every time I use it.
Under control.
Correct.
Fairly accurate.
So we'll put the link in the description. We don't want to co-op golf.com's content or anything. We'll share it. So if you want to read it, go read it. But I would like to fix these lights now. So if we
it's driving.
Take a minute.
If it's
driving
hard,
you crazy, imagine what it's doing
it's been
to my
hard.
head.
It's been hard to recover from. We're back.
We are back.
We're back. More of that range.
I actually
light.
don't think you could really tell when the lights went off, but I could, and it drove me nuts. So.
Between our second take, out of like a second take on an already nerdy golf topic.
This is what happens when we don't have Riv or
intern Grant.
Intern Grant, yeah.
Intern Grant, who graduated college and has a full-time job. It's intern Grant.
Nevertheless.
Okay.
This is the bit, I think, the segment that everyone's been waiting for, really.
I think so. So
we're going to talk some gifts here.
Every year, we can say this now. Every year on the show, I think we have this same conversation. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. As a big time golf guy, people love getting me golf gifts. They insist on it, and I get junk. I don't.
Right. One of the best threads every year on Twitter is the no laying up thread of people posting their golf gifts. They're like their shitty golf gifts. It's wonderful. Yeah.
And I think if you're doing the shitty golf gift as a gag, okay, that's a different conversation.
Fun.
That's fun.
I'm into that, yeah.
But if you're not...
Should we do that this year for each other? Should we try to find the worst golf gift?
No, and honestly, because I'd rather just get you a good gift.
All right, fair.
Fair.
Okay.
And then I'll get weird about it, and we avoid that problem. So what we thought we'd do, because truth be told, I was not going to do a golf gift guide.
I was gonna say every year you also go through this whole thing
I
where
do,
you don't want to do it
because
you don't know, or
I'm gonna say it. Every golf outlet posts the same thing,
right?
And I don't want to do that. And it's also like, it's clear. Let's be honest. It's an opportunity for us to like, pump our friends' tires
Scratch
a little bit, like get back to them,
bit.
and that's fine. That's great.
Sure,
they deserve it.
Right.
But how many places do you need to go? We will have items on this list. I guarantee you will see on multiple gift guides, and that's fine. They're great stuff, but it's just like, so what's the point? But we can talk about it, and it helps you not give someone a shitty gift, or you could say get a bad gift because you said to someone, "Hey, I would like this golf thing."
Right.
Maybe
I heard Bill and Chris talk about it. Whatever. It sounds interesting.
I didn't think of that.
Let's do that.
I have something to add to our list too when we get to somewhere in one of our categories.
Okay.
In the gear related stuff.
Yeah.
That isn't here. That following the recording of this program, I think we should add.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to start based on your notes here? Do you want to start with apparel?
Yes.
Okay.
I do, because I think this is mostly your stuff. So why don't you go ahead and take over with apparel? Because you're the. I mean, look at me. Do I look like I wear any kind? I'm not wearing a single. I'm the worst golf guy on the internet. I don't have a single golf item on my body right now.
Also, kind of why you're the best golf guy on the internet.
Although when we get to that thing, I want to know about that.
This thing's sick.
Yeah.
Sneak peek. It's on the gift guide. All right. So
okay. First things first.
First things first. Let's talk apparel. Got a lot of apparel. It's an easy gift.
It's true.
Let's lead off with our good friends True Links wear.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm wearing my True Links wear True Knit 2 pure blacks right now that I've really just ran into the ground this summer. They're so good, but I mean, I've given them as gifts. I think the last 2 years, like they're just that good. I believe them, and everybody who gets them, like, oh my god, they're really nice. This was great.
Yeah,
I told you.
Yeah,
and
including myself. I wore my True Links yesterday at the football game down at ISU,
and they were lovely, weren't they?
Yeah, and I got a lot of compliments.
The Dead Golfer limited edition Dead Golfer.
It's true. Yeah, and by like no one else is a golfer that was in my little tailgate hangout, and people loved them. And then when I told them they were golf shoes and showed them the bottom, it's like,
and they're waterproof, guys.
They're very warm, very waterproof.
So that's a good segue into their Black Friday deal.
Oh, I didn't even know they had one of those.
They started early access. As of recording this, it's already been dropped since when the show drops on Thanksgiving Day, but their Black Friday deals, I want to say it's $99 for OG Premium and the OG model, and a limited run on Luxe Knits, which is the same as your Dead Golfer ones.
Correct.
But in that Luxe Knit option, they're offering the limited edition Dead Golfer for $99.
Come on, go buy those.
So
go ask for those. Whatever. Right now, go and
as I was putting my son to bed. He's 5. I looked on Instagram and they said the Dead Golfer will only be around for a limited time for tomorrow when Black Friday starts tomorrow on Monday, you know.
Right.
As I wait a minute, what am I missing something here? Because I'm signed up, for the what do you call those things in your email? Newsletter. The newsletter. Because I'm signed up for that. I get early access.
Yeah.
Sure enough, there it is for $99. The Dead Golfer Luxe Knit. I was like,
and that's like, there's a lot of stuff around, like Black Friday deals aren't always deals, right? But that is like a legit.
It's a $195 shoe.
Right.
For $99.
Right.
And as I've said with yours, like, I mean, they're cool. And then I see them in person. I'm like, God, these are awesome.
They're so great.
So for $99, and I've been depending on the Luxe Knit a lot this because I basically always wear True Links wear golf shoes now, but you do need waterproof golf shoes at times. So I use my Luxe Knit, and I'm pretty excited to add the Dead Golfer. I took advantage of my own gift guide and Black Friday deals to pick up the True Links wear Dead Golfer Luxe Knit shoes, and I'm very excited
It's
about
a
it.
good call. Okay.
Let's move on to our local friends, Sub 70.
Yeah.
Chris, you will notice I'm wearing the Sub 70
It's true.
dad hat.
It's true.
Sub 70 apparel came out this year. Super cool t-shirts, hats, quarter zips, sweatshirts,
Yeah.
all of it.
Probably the one of my wife's favorite t-shirts that I wear because it's soft, you know. So when she's snuggling me, she feels like she's laying on a pillow.
Just snuggling you. Same thing when I snuggle you when you wear it. I go, God, it's so nice, soft and cozy. But yeah, the stuff's great. Shout out to these guys too, and we'll talk about this more next show. Have been great. I mean, unsurprising to anybody who follows the show, but they've been great to me. You know, after my hospitalization and all that,
For sure.
making sure I had the gear I needed to be outfitted for recovery and what have you. So, the stuff's really cool and it's so affordable. And that's the whole thing they've had with their gear, right? Super high quality stuff for crazy good prices. So the value's great. Good options for everybody. I have, if you're looking at I don't think they're running. They probably aren't running Black Friday, especially.
No, because it's already the overhead's so
right.
Yeah.
But if you want to add that to your gifts for somebody, I love the quarter zip. They have a lightweight hoodie that I swear by. I gave one to Justin Thompson, the vintage range hero.
Right.
He wears the thing all the time. The stuff's just so good.
Their bucket hats, man.
Yeah.
Their bucket hats are perfect.
Everything
Love
is
'em.
great, and the price point is amazing. Check that out. And, while you're at it, might as well throw the clubs on the list, too.
Yeah.
You're getting some of the best wedges in the game for $100 or something like that. The gear is so good, so affordable. Obviously, they're super popular for their customer service, so they'll take care of you. But can't go wrong with Sub 70. Partially on the list because of our friends. I want to give them a shout out. Partially because it's that good. Yep. And you don't have to spend $1 zillion to,
Right.
You're not spending like $65 on a t-shirt.
Correct. And if you're going to add, like, I feel like when you ask someone else, your significant other, kids, parents, whatever, for golfy apparel kind of stuff, like that site is easy. The stuff is like, just grab me some t-shirts. Like whatever you want to buy from that site is going to be great. Like give me some Sub 70 stuff in a size medium and they can spend $100, you get 5 shirts or whatever.
Well, and I could see where people are like, oh, but I don't play Sub 70 clubs and I'm not going to. Why would I want to have their brand? It's a good concept. Sub 70, I want to shoot 68, 69.
Yeah, it's a great
67.
logo. They've got the great Chicago logo stuff that's floating around. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Check it out. Another thing I put on every year. Kentwool socks. Not an insignificant thing.
Right.
I tell the story every year.
Like
I tell the story.
Bill loves his fucking socks, man.
Only socks I wear. It's not even a joke. When I went, I think I'm in. I bought a couple more pairs. I'm like, oh no, I'm in. I literally went in my sock drawer and threw every pair of socks that weren't Kentwool away. And it's all I have.
It's the best.
And when I have to replace them, I just replace them.
Right.
They're so good. They're very warm. They're merino wool. It's what do they call it? It's like nature's built-in climate adjuster. I don't know, something like that.
So they're breathable but also warm.
So when you need them to be warm, they
Right.
keep your feet warm. But when you need them to be cool, your feet don't sweat like crazy. They're great. They are on a little bit on the thicker side, and so that's what people criticize them for. But they do offer other models of their sock in a thinner profile that is not thick, and you'll be just as pleasantly surprised and enjoy
You're
them.
gonna make me. I'm gonna have to order some of those.
I swear by
Do they
them.
have the? Do they do like these, like the no-show stuff?
It's not super no-show, but they do have like a low cut, more like a just above the ankle one, and then they do like a crew as well.
Okay,
but they have dress socks too. So even like, I got to throw a suit on, Kentwool, I'm covered.
Maybe I'll try some of the crew ones.
Do it. They're great. So there's Kentwool always on there.
I so appreciate your
it's a weird thing.
Adoration of the sock company
and it's weird.
Kentwool.
Like some people are like real weird about their like I have a sock collection. I like zany socks. Whatever. I'm not that guy by any
happy
means.
socks. I got a drawer full of happy socks. I'm that guy.
You are. I don't even know. You are. I know.
Back when I used to like get dressed and go to an office, like I was Zany Sock Guy. That was my identity.
I knew a guy like that once, and finally I heard someone go, "Can I ask you a question? Do you own any normal socks?" And the guy was like offended he'd even ask that. It's like, you're wearing socks like this for attention. Don't tell me you don't know. Like, that's a fair question.
It's very fair.
Anyway, Kentwell socks.
Okay.
I'm so loyal to them.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that.
Yeah, watch your tone.
I know.
Next up on the list this year, this jacket I'm wearing, we alluded to it last garage show, the Puma Cloud Spun Warmable jacket. They also offered in a vest.
That jacket is just so
Warmable
nice.
spelled. The Puma's been doing this now for some years. WRMLBL. There's no vowels.
Okay.
So that's their bit.
Okay.
It's a little, so if you search the word warmable, might not come up, but
Right.
head over to the Driving Range Heroes gift guide. I have a link to the warmable section of their website in it.
Now it is technically it's about 60 degrees in this garage right now.
So the thermometer says.
How do you think how cold could it be when you still could wear this jacket? I mean, it looks like it's one of the nice thin puff jackets.
I have been so. I actually go back with this this time of year Puma jackets quite a bit, and I had one that was like paper thin, and you'd wear it in like 30-degree weather. Say you're going for a walk,
Yeah.
and you would be sweating. It was just
Really?
I mean, to the point where I think they almost made it like it's a little garbage baggy and evolved the technology. But this jacket I've been wearing. You know, we've had the up and down weather here in Chicago.
It's that time of year.
I've been wearing it though, like 30 degrees, 35 degrees, no problem. And I'm not telling you, I feel like I'm ready to go to the Arctic in it. But
Of course.
if I was walking 18 holes in the cold because I'm just not ready to give up the golf season, like I'd be plenty comfortable.
Yeah.
Especially throw on like a long sleeve shirt or quarter zip on underneath it, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
It has the more of like the sweatshirt-ish.
Yeah, it looks like it's kind of freeing. It looks like
And
it's
that's the point, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to get that perfect combination of warmth and mobility when you play golf. This jacket does that. Very free moving, very comfortable, and warm at the same time.
Yeah.
So
I'm into it.
it's great. I'll say it's about $160. That's $160.
That's pretty good though.
Yeah.
I like this. The orange on the inside too is a nice. I don't know if you've seen that. I'm digging that too. Oh, you can even see the felt that's on the inside of that thing. Yeah.
It's I mean, the whole thing is just super comfortable.
Yeah.
It's got a nice little stay warm, enjoy golf in there. I forgot I put something in that pocket earlier, but I don't. Oh, my
Is it a cupcake? It's a cupcake.
It is a cupcake. Chris, his lovely wife Zal sent four
It's true.
red velvet cupcakes over, and I'm very excited about it. No, it's the SD card out of the camera. Stuck it in there.
Okay.
Safekeeping it. Trusted in my backpack. My official That Range Life backpack.
That's true, yeah.
Available on secondcitygolf.com.
It's true.
If you're looking for maybe a holiday gift that supports
We
this
don't even
channel.
have our own products on the gift guide.
Why would we? So anyway,
'Cause I'm not wearing them either.
there's this jacket. It's awesome. They have the vest. It's really, really good. It's available in black and in navy. Also, for the lady golfers in your life, or just ladies who like to be warm,
Yeah.
they have ladies models too.
I like it. I do really genuinely like that jacket.
I'll let you try it on after, okay? It'll be swimming in it, but you can try it on. Last Puma thing, want to quickly point out too, and I just saw this today. It's a weird thing they add on here, but golf hoodies are all the rage right now.
Yeah.
And they Puma does a lot with Volition America. Volition America works with brands to basically raise money for Folds of Honor.
Right.
Folds of Honor donates scholarships to wounded veteran families or fallen veterans, etc.
Right.
But gives them opportunities to continue life when it's pretty tough.
Right.
So
Right.
super cool hoodie. Just saying. Supports a good cause. I love a good golf hoodie. I have a massive hoodie collection that's out of control right now. So that's why I try to minimize hoodies on this list.
Yeah.
So if anyone's watching this, looking to buy me a gift, do not get me any golf hoodies,
No.
please.
Bill doesn't want
write
any
that down.
hoodies.
I mean, no, I do. That's the problem.
Right. Okay.
Last thing on apparel. Revo sunglasses.
Yeah, what are these? I don't know. I'm not familiar with Revo sunglasses.
So Revo is a brand. God, I've reviewed them a handful of times on the website.
Okay. DrivingRangeHeroes.com.
Every time I feel like I do a review, I learn more about the brand. And so they came out with the new Revo Black line this year. It's a new lens type they're using called photochromic. And it's sort of like, think of those like transition lenses, right? They get brighter and darker, but they go from like clear to sunglasses, where these, they're not doing that, but it's like a lighter tint to a darker tint.
Really?
And I don't know about you, but think about when you play golf, sometimes you like just need a little bit to block out sort of a UV ray. And there's other times where it's like, it's so bright out, I need full-fledged dark
You're staring
sunglasses.
into the sun,
and everything in between.
Right.
But you only have one pair of sunglasses that's going to do that all for you. The chances are you don't. With these, you do. So
that's fascinating.
Literally space age technology on these lenses, and the frames are like ultra lightweight. The ones I have are carbon fiber, super comfortable, full face coverage. They're just so good. But Revo, in general, easily the best lenses I think in the game. They're not. They don't have the like Oakley sporty thing going on.
Sure,
it's not their style, but good looking shades. Really, any type of preference you may have in your styles of sunglasses, they do it. Wayfarer styles.
I was going to ask. That's the most popular one.
Aviators, wire frames, you name it. They do it all.
Huh.
Their history. It was a NASA astrophysicist and optical engineer, basically. And
NASA.
Yeah, NASA. They say NASA. Nassau Coliseum, home of the Islanders. Bahamas.
I was like, wait, NASA? Am I supposed to know them? Anyways, so like
you son of a bitch.
NASA. What was the word that you said in the first take?
I'm not doing it. Not doing it. And I'm 2 for 2. I got two good ones today. So he worked for the space agency.
Right.
And he was like, in 1985, he goes, what if we took the same coatings we use on portholes for satellites to protect them?
Sure.
And put them on sunglasses to protect our eyes from, sun radiation and what have you. And thus Revo sunglasses were born.
Really?
So their stuff's just really good in general. Fine if you don't want the new high-end advanced technology black lineup that they have, but there's something in there for you. They're really, really, really good sunglasses.
All right.
So that's apparel.
Is that apparel?
That's apparel.
All right, let's wrap apparel.
So let's talk the gift for the golf nerds. Now, you created the categories.
It's true.
For our gift guide here.
I did.
Explain to me.
The golf nerd.
Okay.
Yeah, the golf nerd is kind of like, you're going to buy your own equipment. Mm-hmm. You're going to, you've got all that stuff, your bag, that kind of thing. Like, you want sort of the, it's almost like if you're a golf nerd, you're kind of a golf hipster. You want, the thing that no one else would have, maybe, or something that's unique.
Only the cool kids have it if they do.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking when
the conversation starter in your bag, maybe.
Yeah, when you want to be the one that people are like, where'd you get that?
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of the golf nerd. All the brands. Mm-hmm. Right? You're that kind of person. And so
you go to Bandon Dunes.
This would be this would be the gift for the person that kind of is really, really into the golf culture and knows all that stuff. Yeah.
All right. So first thing on that list, then we have Noonan Golf Co., which we talked about last week a little bit. Midwestern brand out of Minnesota. What I appreciate about them, and we're going to sort of talk about the other end of the spectrum in a bit here. Mm-hmm. They offer fun patterns, definitely a cool lifestyle vibe going on there.
Very an indie company, very
great price points, very affordable. Yeah. I want to say the head covers are $35. They're very, very obtainable and accessible.
Yeah.
Head covers, towels, hats. And as I've worn the last 2 shows, my Big Paul Energy hat that I was wearing with Paul Bunyan and Babe the Blue Ox and the great 8-bit pixel theme.
Right. With the flannel underbill.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's a well-designed hat. It's a good hat.
I need more around it. They have matching head covers and towels like that. The towels on Liam's bag somewhere around here in the garage. But They're really good. I think I don't know them that well. You know, we're new. Our relationship's new.
Sure.
But I think I'm really into what they're doing, and
Yeah.
I appreciate it. They are who they are in a good way, right? Their whole purpose being like, hey, golf is for anybody. You can be a plus player, or you can be the worst golfer the world's ever seen. But as long as you're having fun and getting outside and doing it, that's great. They're supporting it.
Yeah.
So check out Noonan Golf Co. out of Minnesota. I'm hoping they continue to grow and have some good things happen for them. But a great thing to put on a gift guide, in my opinion, especially
for sure.
You know, and if you're like, hey, let's be honest, the golf nerds, they know the brands, whatever. Head covers can get a little risky. That's fine. Get him one of the cool hats. Get him a towel.
Yeah, I think a towel is a great gift.
And they're that like I don't know about you with towels, but see the people like the hotel room towel, and it's just a giant mess dragging around all day, tangled up in their clubs. Then you have. I don't know how to explain it, but like some sort of goofy connection onto your golf bag towel, and it's almost like a science project.
Yeah.
They're a nice medium size. They're not too big, but enough to clean your clubs, and there's enough space so where you have like your dry section, your wet section. They're like waffle microfiber.
Great. Yeah. Must have.
Or like if you're like me, I like to keep like a dirty section for irons, whatever, and then a clean section for if you have to get like the crown of your driver, you don't want to scratch it, or God help you got to wipe your face off. You have a clean part of your towel.
Yeah.
Enough space for that.
Room. Right.
They all have a carbinger on them. That's a carabiner. Carbinger. They all have carabiners on them, so easy.
Really?
Click
So
to your
they
bag.
actually have. That's really nice. That's
Yeah.
really nice. That's the only towel I've seen. I think I've heard of that has
just built
the
into
carbinger on it.
Yeah, I love that we call it carbinger. It's gonna stick. But yeah, so I'm really into them. Now on the other side of it, you want to get more premium. I've been using these guys for my head covers for a while now. Sneak peek
Yeah, I
of
know.
it earlier.
Yeah.
Dormy Workshop out of Nova Scotia, Halifax, Canada, right?
Yeah.
These guys do amazing leather work. The quality's so good. This head cover you're looking at here is probably about, was it 2021 right now?
Yeah.
It's probably about 6 years old. Good as new. Still use it.
What I love too is that it really it actually starts to look better as it ages. Like that's what I love about the Dormy stuff is like you get a little bit of wear into it. It looks like it's
a good leather patina.
Yeah.
But their quality is just amazing. It'll be hard to see here, but they line them with cool materials and patterns. And this guy is a whole custom design. I saw Grant Fuhr, Hall of Fame goalie, Stanley Cup winner with Edmonton Oilers, had one of these, and they were featured in Golf Digest like maybe 2014 or something. And I saw it, and I go, "Hey, I'd like that, but in a fairway wood." And they go, "Well, you know, it's a little small for a laser cutter, blah blah blah." And they have this guy, I think his name's Matt, that works for him. He's sort of their craftsman whiz kid. He's like, "No, I got this. Don't you worry. I'll make that on a fairway wood." And they did, in the colors I wanted. It's amazing. So I use this. I use them on my driver, my fairway woods, my hybrids, whatever. Putters, I use a different brand, which we'll get into.
It's true. Yeah.
But these guys are the best. If you want cool custom leather covers, if you don't want custom, they have great.
They do have some stuff off the shelf.
Yeah, let's say off the shelf. It's not a stock offering. That's a weird thing to say about it. But really, really good covers. I also have the Top Gun Maverick cover. I don't know. Maybe I can't say that. Like it's not named that legally, but Maverick. It's like Maverick's flight helmet. It's so good. Check them out. I love them.
I will say like that. If you're, I don't know why you'd be watching this if you're not a golfer. Maybe just because of our energy and personalities.
That's why I watch it. Yeah.
If you're looking for gifts for a golfer in your life,
they are.
Dormy, I feel like that's a big win. I think your golfer would love
for sure. Yeah. They are a little more expensive.
For sure.
High end leather, but like I said, I've had this thing for 6 years. My driver cover I've had just as long. They last. They really, really, really last and look great. They're worth it. They're worth every cent.
Time. Yeah.
So check them out. They also do stuff like scorecard holders, yardage book covers. I want to say they have like a barbecue apron leather. It's really cool.
They really? Yeah.
They have like planners. I saw those at Oakland Hills, not to brag, in Michigan, but these guys were talking like They just got him in. They're like, who would get one of these? Oh, and I looked at him like, oh, that's Stormy Workshop. These things are awesome.
Yeah.
And we nerded out over the craftsmanship then for like the next 20 minutes.
That's the golf nerd category.
Right. So fair. But Dormy Workshop, really, really, really good stuff. The Bishop brothers, great guys. I love those guys.
Yeah.
Next on the list is the Golfer's Journal subscription. I didn't put that on the list.
No,
Chris.
that was me. I put that late. It was a late edition.
Talk to me about the Golfer's Journal.
So so here's the thing about, we complained about the redundancy of golf coverage in a lot of ways,
Correct.
right? Golfer's Journal, I've been a member now or subscriber for 2 years, and they come out with a quarterly edition, so you get 4 a year. There's different tiers of subscription, so I have the premium.
Ooh.
So with the premium, though, you
If there's
get,
one thing we know about Chris McEwen, he likes the finer things in life.
right, but it's not even that much, honestly. But let's just go with the article or the whatever you want to call it, the magazine or whatever. It's just really good golf storytelling.
Yep.
Tom Coyne writes for them a lot. Our guy Laz has done stuff for Golfer's Journal.
Worth the price of admission alone with Laz in it.
Yeah, it's just really good golf storytelling. It's not PGA Tour necessarily all the time. It's just kind of like,
And it's not like the same old boring voice over and over.
yeah,
that
they
you
get some different people to write. It's really, really good. I've just really enjoyed it. The photography is amazing. And then if you do get the premium subscription, they send you a gift every year. So I've got the yardage book or the scorecard book that I've got, leather, beautiful, wonderful scorecard book. And then this year,
Scorecard holder.
That's right.
My
Holder.
my degrees is your holder. That's a callback
Scorecard
joke.
holder. This year has been a putter cover, handmade leather, beautiful putter cover. So they don't like cheap out. This isn't a big box sort of store. This is kind of a boutique sort of
First
thing.
time I heard about them was before Drive Range Heroes existed, but it was going to exist. John Heisey and I were golfing at Cog Hill in January. It was just a muddy, gross mess. I still have a picture of it somewhere, and I looked like I got done like trying to play baseball in Tsunami.
Right.
And he's like, hey, I have this thing in my car. I'm going to loan you for a bit. And like waterproof package, and it was one of his precious copies of the journal,
The Golfer's Journal. Yeah.
And I was like, why is this guy babying this thing? He's like, it comes out once a quarter. It's like $100. I was like, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
But the photography is a big thing
Oh,
on me. And
man.
I think, to be fair, in like 2015, 16, 17, whenever that was, God, a long time ago, more people are getting good at photography.
It's a lot easier now.
Present company included, maybe. But I feel like that's the thing with Golfer's Journal. There's so much noise in golf media. They do a really good job at like just the right amount to separate themselves and set them apart as something kind of cool.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's and kind of you just, when you said you were at Dubs Dread playing or whatever, Cog Hill, they also, if you're a member, host all kinds of outings. So if you're looking for like-minded individuals to go and meet up with or play some, super cool golf course, they have kind of they host a bunch of stuff, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, again, golf nerd extraordinaire, right? Like if you're super into this stuff and you can't get enough of it, I think Golfer's Journal would help scratch that itch.
It's good. That's a great suggestion. And I feel that's a safe one too. Like,
yeah,
I mean, a lot of stuff we recommend, like, oh, I know what I like in head covers. I know what I like in golf balls. Or people are very particular about gear. Hey, if you don't like this, fine. It's not going to interfere with your golf game. Worst case, you get something every couple months that you can thumb through and see some cool pictures.
Right. It's 100% true.
Great gift.
Yep.
All right. Gear nerds.
That's gear nerds. Oh no, that was golf nerds. Now we're moving
gear
into
nerds.
into your world.
I'm all of these things. It's the worst.
It's
Gear nerds. Let's start with Bridgestone golf balls.
Let's talk about.
I had a whole bit to intro Bridgestone golf balls I thought about today, and I just realized I forgot it.
You want to do it again?
No.
Okay, all right.
It is what it is. I was gonna go, Chris, let me ask you a question. What's your favorite golf ball?
The E12 Bridgestone golf ball.
The E12 Contact, right?
Yeah.
Chris, you know what my favorite golf ball is? The Bridgestone Tour BX and sometimes the Tour BXS. Depends where my game's
It
at.
really aligns with our earlier segment around Tiger Woods.
It really does. Stay tuned, by the way, for future Bridgestone news, discussion, topic, whatever.
Yeah.
But again, hey, we get to mess around with a lot of golf balls.
It's
and
true.
really just because we like to play a lot of golf, we're going to play with a lot of golf balls. Anyway, we don't have a choice.
It's true.
We have to buy golf balls to play golf.
That's
and
accurate. Accurate.
I would tell you, I looked back on driverangeheroes.com and saw I did a review for the Bridgestone Tour, the original Bridgestone Tour BX in 2018, and ever since then, I have played a Bridgestone ball primarily.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes you run out and you go, well, what other junk's in the bottom of the bag, or
Sure,
did I
of course.
find it in the bushes over there?
Of course.
But those, I've always thought they made a good golf ball. They've always belonged in the conversation. But I felt like in 2018 when they were coming out with these models, they really sort of went to a new area.
They kind
in
of
the
separated
game.
themselves to me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And obviously, there's all the stuff about Bryson and how he's a ball savant in his research.
Sure.
Tiger,
Of course.
goes without
Naturally,
saying.
right.
So I'm sure that helped. We've had a lot of Bridgestone discussions on our shows before. But I just think they're just so good. You can't go wrong with them, and every single model in their lineup is that good.
I feel like that's the key there is that they've got, so I play a very different golf ball than you. My swing is different, slower, what have you, whatever. I want different things out of my golf ball than you do, but yeah, we still continue to play Bridgestone. Yeah, I mean, I can't remember a time, quite honestly, that I wasn't playing a Bridgestone golf ball over the past. I mean, the first thing I do beginning of every season is I buy, what I think is going to be a season's worth. It never is, but I just buy my Bridgestone golf. I go through the whole survey process to make sure my golf ball changed from last year to this year. And so, I mean, yeah.
And I say this in the gift guide on the website if you read it, but the E12 that you play, I think is one of the most, like all pieces of equipment, not every golf ball is made for every player.
Of course.
Especially now, they're so specific to your style of play, etc. That E12 is one of the most versatile, widely fitting balls I've ever seen a golf company make. So whether you swing the club 110 miles an hour or 80 miles an hour, I think that ball can be good for you, feel good for you. I've seen it. We tested it with different players of different swing speeds and what have you.
Yeah.
And everybody had good things to say about it. I played it for a little bit, felt really good. I'm a little too big time, so I need a little more, but
Right. I've got less of an ego, believe it or not, than
it's not an ego. I don't know if you knew this, but I played hockey, so I swing it really fast.
You got what? You have about 10 miles an hour, but that's significant.
Yeah.
For a golf ball? For sure.
Especially when you get to the, let's be honest, you get to the upper end of that speed, 10 miles an hour does make a difference.
Yeah.
But where I feel like so when you look at an E12 and it fits so well for a 70 mile an hour swing or 110 mile an hour swing, that's a big range.
Right.
And it's that good. So it's a great golf
And I would
ball.
say if you're going to ask for golf balls, if you're going to go to Bridgestone's website, do the thing, and then ask for the ones that
you can get very specific.
I have not, every time I've taken that, it has not done me wrong.
It really,
legitimately,
if it's off, it's it's not off and something you can't play. You know what I mean?
Right. For sure.
Oh, it said BXS instead of BX. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah,
you'll be fine. All right,
For
unless
sure.
you're Bryson or Tiger playing for $1 million
You're not
off of
gonna
one
notice
shot,
the
you'll be
difference.
fine.
Right.
All right, so
Okay.
last thing, I was already back on golf nerds. We're on gear nerds, Chris.
Gear nerds.
We mentioned
Nerds
him
of
earlier.
gear.
Scott Redmond Concepts. Same thing, sort of in the Dormy Workshop conversation. A lot of custom leather goods, I would say head covers are their big thing.
Yeah.
Specifically putter covers, custom designs, all that. They also have a lot of their own stock, again, off the shelf,
right.
out of the box, whatever offerings that are really, really good. All of it's handmade in England, Bristol, England. I've been there a few times in the shop. But really good stuff.
You're not going to drop a no big deal?
Not a big deal.
There you go.
They do ball markers. I have a keychain from them. Like, they do everything. You never know what you're gonna find there. You can even hit them up and be like, hey, I just need a random golf gift. Do you guys have anything? And they'll go, oh, like head covers. Like, no. I just anything else. I go, yeah, let us think of something, and they will. They're so good.
I feel like this one, this is the bridge between golf nerd and gear nerd.
It really is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because they do putters too, right?
And they do putters.
Right.
So I game a Scott Redmond Concepts putter. I have an extensive collection of them, and not because, they're friends with me and they take care of me, which they do.
Yeah, but man, you love their putters. Like,
they're legitimately so good. The amount of people, they have a certain model, the SWC, Sir Winston Churchill it stands for, that is very unique. It's sort of classic looking, a little more old school with a swan neck that Scott heats up and hand bends, and it's really cool. But do they look different? Yes, but I can't tell you. It's like a shocking amount of people I know. I'm like, try one, and then end up buying one. They're so good.
Yeah.
But they have basic number 1, number 2 answer style looking putters, IKB1, IKB2, that are very good. The putters are fantastic. Every now and then you can find maybe a wedge. He's doing a few wedges.
Is he playing around in that space a little bit?
Yeah, every now and then. It's not the meat and potatoes, but
sure.
You hit him up like, hey, I hear you do wedges. You got anything cool laying around? I bet you find something. So yeah, everything they do is by hand, one-of-one stuff. It's so good. I love these guys to death. They're also really, really good people.
Yeah.
For what that's worth.
Yeah.
Check them out. I can't say enough about them. I will continue to do so. I only use Scott Redmond Concepts putter covers.
Yeah, I know you. Yeah.
They're the best. Last on the gear nerd thing, grips. Golf grips.
Yeah, let's talk about some golf grips here.
I specifically put Golf Pride on it because I play Golf Pride Z grips. They're corded grip. They're so good.
Okay.
And the timing of a gift, guys, very apropos. I went to the Dome the other day because the weather here is miserable, and I want to swing some golf clubs.
Okay.
And I'm like, God, I feel like I'm gonna throw all my clubs like
they're slippery
40 yards down into the kiddie pools for your wedge practice. And I went, you know what? It's about that time. I have a season on these grips. It's going in the winter season. I need to replace them. God, I don't want to pay for grips. What if I got them as a gift? So
look at that.
I suggest you go with some Golf Pride grips. They have so many options. Like I said, I use the Z grip, but a lot of people love the new decade multi-compound, right? Where it's half cord grip, half rubber grip.
Oh yeah. Those are the ones I would play 100%.
Right. A lot of different options in those. The Tour Velvet, most popular grip in golf history, probably.
Yes, for sure.
But they have everything. So many golfers don't realize they need to replace their grips, period, year over year over year, and they turn to plastic. I'm a big, fresh grip for the start of the season. If you play a lot, maybe one mid-season, one for the winter. But I do start of the season, fresh set of grips. End of the season, going into the winter, give me a winter set. Because I'm going to go to the Dome. I'm going to go to...
Sure, you're going to hit billions of golf balls. Right.
Probably set up the net over there when our studio's torn down and work on wedges. I know. I should just leave it. But get fresh grips. It makes a huge difference. It saves you strokes. For sure.
I just literally had a conversation with a buddy yesterday. He had new grips put on, and it was fun to hear him talk about like how different the golf club reacted in his hands and how he could feel things differently. Like it was a whole thing.
That.
Yeah, crazy. The only thing between you and your clubs.
That's a great point. People don't realize that this is how you connect to the golf club.
Right.
If it's bad, why do you think you're going to be able to play it well?
Right. Plus, like, who wants worn grips, man? Like, come on, just get new grips, and then hit up Bill. He'll replace them for you. He'll replace the grips for you.
As somebody who does their own grips, I feel like, you have a whole. You can just do my grips now. Did I earn that spot for you too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. We should just have like a grip replacement party.
Oh, that's the best. Get too many beers going.
Yeah, get a bunch of guys. We'll just get an assembly line. We'll all just replace grips, listen to some Oasis and some Pearl Jam.
Shout out Oasis Nebworth that came out this week, November 19th. for official release after 20 years.
Really?
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. I pre-ordered it. It's not here from England yet. So pumped. Anyway, that's another thing but replace your grips. All right, replace your grips. You have to.
That's
replace
actually a
your
really
grips.
good, because the other thing too is like you don't want, like you're saying, like you don't, like you. That's a great ask for.
Hot commodity
Like
right now
hand off the, like, here, these are the grips I want, and then just have your loved one buy them for you.
Aside from New Decade multi-compounds, go to a golf store right now and find your grip of choice. Hard to find.
Yeah, ask now for them.
Get them ordered.
Yeah.
I'm pulling strings to try to get a set. Not even like my preferred set, just any set.
Really?
In a timely fashion for my, and I'm like, I'll pay for them too. My
yeah,
strings aren't even like, hey, hook me up. I'm a golf guy.
Yeah, you're not
It's
getting that right
I'll
now.
pay for them. I just need to be able to get some in a timely fashion. So golf grips are hard to get right now. And they're like, I think I put it in the gift guide. They're a good as gold gift. So get your grips.
There you go.
All right. We have one more subject.
Okay.
You have it as golf family member. I'm assuming this means you got the guy in your family that plays, guy or gal, sorry, that plays golf.
The person in your family, they love golf.
Maybe they're a nerd like us. Maybe they're not.
Yeah, right. You don't know necessarily what they kind of want.
Okay.
Right. And so you don't want to buy them like the toilet putter or, these, like, we talked about this, these garbage sort of throwaway. You want to get them
I would
something.
take the toilet putter though.
Of course you would. Of course.
Why not?
Of course you would. But you want to get them something that, like, is good, but not cheap and garbage, right? So that's kind of what this category
Something
is.
useful and practical.
Yeah.
All right. These were one was a shared thing, but we have the Clean Flight ball washer, which we talked about on this program.
Right here.
We did a live unboxing.
We did, yeah.
There's
Here it
another
is.
one off camera hanging off that.
It's true. Right
that
there.
Big Mac's golf bag over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk to me about Clean Flight.
I mean, we talked about it already, but it's a really good little. It's got a Carbinger that you hang on the bag. This is your personal golf ball washer, and I think we both agree that it's a legitimately good product. It is it's kind of a very sort of specific sort of thing, but like it's a good product, and I think if you don't know what to buy the golfer in your life, I think this would be a good one to give them. I think that's a good purchase.
I thought when we received these, I was sort of like, oh, okay,
100%.
cheesy golf gimmick.
Right.
That I threw it on the bag for a sloppy walking only round. Golf ball washers are long put away because it's the winter,
Right.
and they're lucky. You're lucky they're even letting you out on the course. This thing was a godsend.
Yeah.
So strap this bad boy on the side of your bag. Yeah, it's a little dangly. You don't have to keep the soap on it. They just attach it via another Carbinger.
Right.
But a little dangly from
And it
your
also
bag.
fits in the golf cart. It fits in a cup holder in the golf cart.
Right,
So you
but,
can always have it to your, there. I mean, that's a legitimately good gift, a good product. It's a really good idea. It's well designed. I really like it.
I mean, I'll be honest. If I got this, I'd be like, okay, somebody got me a golf gift. And then if I actually tried using it, like, never mind. This is awesome. I'm so glad I have one of these.
Yeah.
And this will be big for you and me in the spring too.
For sure.
Because we also start the season way too early and it's super soaking wet, muddy, whatever.
Right.
And they don't put everything out yet.
Right.
We'll have this.
This is one of those I talked about before when people are like, where'd you get that? What's it called? I want to get one.
the Clean Fight personal golf ball washer.
There you go.
There it is.
So-
All right. We got one more thing
the
on
other one?
the guide. You tell me. This is your section, homie.
Yeah. So here's the idea. You want to get something really unique and kind of specific to your golfer. There are companies now. There's PuttView, which my buddy Dave runs, and there's what's the other yardage book company we both use?
Golf
Logics.
Golf Logics. Yeah, I was like
Golf
Golf
Logics
X, but it's
makes it
not
too.
Golf X.
Yeah. So this is one of those things where like I act like legitimately like both companies. I think they do a great job. But not every golf course has a yardage book.
Right.
And so if you've got a golfer, they have a home course, they're playing it 40 times a year, whatever, you want to get them something unique, something special, you can go to their websites, Golf Logics or PuttView, and you can actually order them
Well, and
a
I'll be
yardage
honest,
book.
the Golf Logics and PuttView ones often are better than the
Yeah.
POS you're buying at the store.
It's true. They've got the
at the gift shop.
Right. They've got the green slopes and they've got all that kind of stuff. They also have some things where you can design the cover. So maybe you put the kids, on the cover of the yardage book, whatever you want to do. But yeah, I think that would be a fun, like if I belonged to a course, and I didn't have I think it would be cool to be the only person on the course that had a yardage book. I think it'd be really fun. You can make notes in it. You can do it. Like golfers are crazy. So we would do all that stuff. And I think that'd be a fun
Certifiably
gift.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right. That's our golf gift guide. Here's what I'll say. If you have any suggestions of things you're asking for or want to get someone, or if you had success with in the past for a gift, throw it in the comments. We'd really appreciate it.
Yeah,
all right.
It's a good one.
All right. That's our gift guide.
Okay.
All right, Chris.
Yeah.
Holidays are upon us.
It's true. God, I wish I had pockets. I wish I had that jacket right now.
I didn't. This is a bad look. Sitting here with my hands in my pocket. Yeah, but it's helping. Here's my question for you as we wrap up today's show. And I think we've talked about it. We've definitely talked about the candies and various things in the past. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Yeah.
I know you're a fan.
Best candy that's ever been invented.
Yes. Let me ask you, and I've seen this debate come up before. Regular or holiday shapes? Which do you prefer?
Well, you know the thing about holiday shapes, right? Like they're the fresher version.
Which I think we talked about on the show. And yeah.
So you're gonna get the but I just like the traditional, you know me, I'm all about tradition really.
Yeah, that's you. See, I'm a big holiday shape guy. The fresh things are obviously big.
Right.
But especially nowadays, I think the peanut butter cup has evolved. That was a cold peanut butter cup, hard to spit out. It is. The temperature hasn't changed. We've just been in it long enough that it's like, okay, it's cold.
Sinking in, yeah.
Anyway, it's fresher, but the peanut butter to chocolate ratio
I could see that.
is higher in the shapes than it is in the standard cup, because as we've gotten older, the cup has evolved. They're more chocolate, and they make them a little thinner.
They are thinner.
Then they even went to the thins, which are...
Right. What's the point of that?
Stop insulting me.
Yeah.
But I was curious.
Right.
So today, I bribed the kids last night. My daughter was especially wired. I'm like, if you guys go to sleep well tonight and don't cause problems and you're good in the morning and behave yourselves, blah, 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 right?
Right.
Dad thing.
Right.
I will take you guys somewhere and we will get the Reese's peanut butter trees, because Christmas candy's out.
Right. Sure.
So we did. God, they were so good. And I was like, man.
I would like to line up, like, I think the best of the holiday, we should do a holiday peanut butter cup draft.
There's one right answer.
Egg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Egg by a mile.
That's the number one pick.
I think it
for
goes
sure.
Egg, 2A and 2Bs, pumpkin and heart.
I've never had the heart.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's just the egg pushed in. But pumpkin and heart are number 2.
Okay.
Then you get the Christmas tree. And
Yeah.
if there's other holiday shapes, I don't know about them, and I need to.
Yeah, I would like there's got to be like a Jewish one, right? Like a David Star.
That'd be awesome. And they probably, if obviously they couldn't do it like the lines, but a solid 6-point star.
Right.
It'd be delightful.
Right.
Oh
Yeah,
my God,
be a
that'd be
good
so
one.
good.
Yeah, but I do. In fact, if we do a show next week in person, God willing,
If we're alive.
my wife is making a peanut butter cup themed treat for Thanksgiving, and I'll have her make a couple extras.
God, thank you so much.
It's peanut butter cup and Reese's Pieces together.
You know they make those. Peanut butter cups with
in the
Yeah,
thing. No,
okay.
this is like a different thing. This is
Well,
and this treat has googly eyes. It's like a
Oh my God, I can't wait. I can't wait.
it's a whole thing. Yeah.
So as much as
It's why I'm so heavy. It's why I weigh so much, because she makes me.
Fuck you. I'm gonna kill you after this.
God, I got the noisiest chair. We need new chairs.
No, it adds
I demand new chairs at the studio.
We talked about the upgrades required, and we want to be more professional. But after reviewing last week's episode, the campiness of the garage definitely adds a certain.
We need to next week or whenever we have intern Grant or Riv. We need to get a behind the scenes shot so they can see this setup. We got the heaters here going at us, the lighting that sometimes works. Like I really feel like we need to give the viewers.
I don't want better than this though. Like that's what I've learned. This is us. My
This is
55-inch Samsung TV over there.
Know,
That's just a paperweight.
Does that thing work?
No.
Oh, it's a good thing you hung on to it.
I'm getting rid of it. That's why it's in the garage. I will never buy a Samsung product ever again in my life.
Oh, we could have a whole episode about Samsung stuff.
No.
For real, because it's trash.
I won't give them the satisfaction.
We could have used the TV for our giant clock. We could have just put a clock on it.
Awesome. I now like, do we do one of those like break rooms or smash rooms, whatever they call them, where you and I just beat the shit out of this TV?
You could do it. We could be sponsored by Tour Edge and Sub 70, like use their.
And we know those guys, like, and you know, if remember when we talked about, well, I won't say it because we still might do it, but they're up for a fun novelty video on destruction. I'll just say that. Okay. Yeah. I might do that.
Yeah.
But I'm getting another TV from Black Friday, I think. So we have options. All right, Chris, what do you want to plug on Golf Origin Stories? Because you're doing stuff these days.
Yeah, so the latest video, as I talked about last week, I'm doing videos every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. New videos coming out from previous podcasts. This week is our guy, Laz Versailles. Awesome human being.
He might be, don't tell him I said this. He might be my favorite person in golf. Him or Ryan Q Info. And I feel like doing him with the relationship they have.
Yeah.
It's just setting up a disastrous debate and argument. But like Laz is, I've really enjoyed
He's the
Laz
best, man.
in the last, specifically like the last 3 to 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been so great. In fact, it's funny, the back and forth that Ryan and he have at times is just like, that's enough. That's theater to me.
Yeah.
I love it. I can't be
One is we got
enough.
everybody going on about the Tiger Woods swing video. Like, I'm sure Laz and Ryan have takes on it, but it's way more entertaining than that. Like, they're the best.
Right. So, yeah, that's out, and go watch it.
Go watch it. Over on the DriveRangeHeroes.com, we have the gift guide, which we walked through here. But if you want to read more, get some details, get some links.
Direct links, yeah. We'll link your article in the description, and they'll have all the links to the other products.
Check her out. And then I have a post that I should have planned better for us to talk about this show. That's on me. Next show. It's been a really, really weird and wild year for me.
Year. Yeah, for sure.
Job changes, health.
Yeah.
You name it.
Friendships, lovers.
Yeah, right. Not lovers. At the end of the day, I'm a married man with 2 kids, and let's not cause those troubles. But it's a good joke.
Thanks.
It's very uncomfortable for me now. But specifically around this site, things have changed. And I went through, and I'll say this actually specifically to you, sneak peek. Do you get a shout out? Of course you do. But this thing was like, I'm just new real quick. Like, hey, there's a lot of people who've got my back this year. Just quick thanks.
Yeah.
Allow me this one self-indulging post a year.
Yeah.
And next thing I knew was probably like, I don't know, somewhere around 2 to 3 million words. So I took out like my personal friends and family. So, yourself, Adam, Josh, John, Tommy, the cast of characters. Like
we're obligated to support you.
Well, there's that. And it's like, I talk to you guys. I don't need to do this in the post, but there's a lot of people who specifically, I think with a lot of these golf outlets, people assume, hey, it's a pretty one-way or two-way street here of I'll write about you, you give me stuff.
Yeah. Transactional, so to speak.
Yeah, it's very transactional. Yeah. But the reality is there have been quite a few people who are like, oh, man, you have something going on. Let me help you. Maybe that's a text message just to see how I'm doing. Maybe it's, hey, let me help you produce something, or what gear can I send you just so you have your feet under you, can get some content cranked out. What can I do to help you? So I have a lot of guys who, unsurprisingly, were great friends before anything and helpful at the site. So I wrote a post like what I've been thankful for, or these guys, and being grateful to all of them. So you can check that out if you want.
It's a nice little holiday.
That's what I
snuggle.
figured. You guys all have, you got turkeys to eat, you got beers to drink.
Right.
Let's keep it lighthearted this week, and
I like it.
Be thankful for some stuff. So go check that out.
That's a good show topic next week. I like it.
Right. It'll be reflective next week.
Yeah.
Though next week will be 96, and I feel like that's a good 100 episode time. So we'll probably do it again like 4 episodes later.
I have ideas for the 100th episode. 100 episodes, man. The 100th episode, assuming that everything goes on as scheduled and you have a show when I leave the country for a little while.
Yeah.
December 30th is the 100th episode, I believe.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
That's wild. We won't do that now. We'll save it. We'll save that for 100 episodes.
100
all right.
episodes.
Anyway, that's Chris McEwen at Chris McEwen
Hey,
and all this.
don't forget to subscribe to the channel.
Oh, do that while you're here.
Like the video.
Well, I was gonna say that, but I go, this is his channel. Make sure you go down, subscribe, hit the bell.
Right.
Do all that stuff. You know the drill. Right. You watch YouTube videos. Do the drill. I'm Bill Bush, JaredRangeHeroes.com, at Range Heroes on all the social media. Thank you for joining us. It's freezing out here. We'll see you next week.